What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Cat and Bourbon Boys video. I got something a little special today. I want to start a 5 or 6 part series where we talk about kind of the hype on the Buffalo Trace products. How good are they compared to the kind of like the regular stuff you can get off the shelves? We want to go through everything from foolproof to the regular off-the-shelfers, Buffalo Trace, hit some bottled and bond products, hit some single barrel products, and kind of see how it compares. So stay tuned to this edition of the Cat and Bourbon Boys, and we will start with some foolproof stuff. Stay tuned. What's up? Welcome back. Buffalo Trace products are extremely hyped. Sometimes secondary market values go extremely high for stuff like Stagg Jr., the Antique Collection, Blanton's, Taylor products. It's insane. Bottles of Stagg Jr., 44 to 50 bucks, go upwards of, like, I've seen them sometimes for $400. And there is so many products on the market today that just absolutely blow Stagg Jr. out of the water. But for me, hype is a little bit different. I mean, a lot of people, when you're paying big time money for bottles, your mentality changes a little bit. And it's weird how your mind works. When you pay big time money, the product almost tastes better. Like, yes, this is great. Like when you get your first Blanton's, like nothing's better. And you absolutely love it. And there's nothing wrong with Buffalo Trace products. I like Buffalo Trace products, but the problem for hype for me is a lot of times when I've had all the products, I haven't paid secondary for them. And for me, sometimes more hype downgrades the product slightly for me because it drives me almost nuts that people pay so much money for kind of allocated everyday products. They're just harder to get. So with my mind being slightly warped on Buffalo Trace, I wanted to set up a 5 or 6 part series to talk about this stuff and kind of blind it completely and compare it to similar products on the market today and kind of see where it falls in the lineup. See if it lives up to the hype and lands towards the top, or to see if it's really not worth the money. But I wanted to completely blind this stuff. So today we're going to start with Stagg Jr. and some foolproof or barrel proof type products, higher proof. I mean, we've got tons of bottles in here. I'm doing 8 half-ounce pours. We're going to blind them. We're going to rank them. And we're going to kind of see where these bottles lined up and kind of see where Stagg Jr. fits into the mix. All of these products on here were all retail. All of these products on here, except for maybe one, other than the Stagg Jr., you would probably have to pay a secondary value for, but still nothing as high as the Stagg Jr. I did put bottles in here that I don't necessarily like. Which is kind of cool because I want to see how that bottle compares to the Stagg Jr. So let's go ahead and start here with the first one and kind of work our way through the system. And if you hear my kids screaming in the background, they just can't shut their damn mouths. So I'm gonna keep going through them. They may be talking, they may be running, but damn it, once I start drinking, I ain't gonna stop. So let's do the first one here. So basically these are blinded. So my kids went through, after I poured these all up, they mixed the tops around, they slid them all over the bar, and almost like a scavenger hunt to freaking find all these freaking Glencairns laying throughout the place. But they mixed them all around, changed the tops all up. I found them all, kind of threw them back on the top here, and I don't know what is what. So we're gonna go here, talk about little flavoring notes and rank these things. So let's go with the first one here. So this one's very, very mild. So it's soft. It almost smells wheated to me. So very soft, very fruit forward, very light. No baking spice, no spices to it at all. Just a very, very soft product, cherry forward, a tiny bit of oak. Very beautiful soft bourbon. So the proof comes through. It's got a little herbiness to it. So it's got like a little herbal note. The proof hits you nice. A little bit thinner than I would like a barrel proof to be. Not full flavored. I mean, the nose matches the palate on this one. So very light, a little bit of fruit, a little bit of herby on the palate. So that's kind of what I'm getting out of this one. Second sip, a little more of the herbal notes kind of come out. Will come out on that one. So not wonderful, not bad, easily drinkable. Let's go ahead with the second one here. Ooh, there's a beautiful nose on this. Baking spice forward, a lot of brown sugar, burnt brown sugar. Pie crust. You could smell you could smell like the barrel proof strength on this one. I wouldn't call it an ethanol type nose. I'd say more like you can tell it's got a little heat to it with that spice. But yeah, pie crust, dark brown sugars, a little bit of fruit. Ooh, this is nice. It's banana fruit. Baking spice kind of simmers out a little bit when you drink this one. Oh, this is beautiful. This is like an Old Forester to me. Really nice, really nice. A lot better than the first one. So I'm gonna pop that a little bit higher. Let's go ahead with the third. This is very fruit forward on the nose. A little bit of apple, pear, brown sugar. A little bit of an herbal note to it as well. Another really nice nose. It very weak on the palate. Extremely thin. Nose is pleasant. Very, very weak. I'm going to go in for a second one here. Very thin mouthfeel on this one. Very faint caramels. Kind of loses its flavor profile. I kind of want to compare this to the first one just to kind of see what the differences are. Noses are kind of similar on these. Gonna kind of put that third one last right now. The proof on the first one is a little more. I like that a little bit more than the proof on the last one. Kind of dies. It's almost like wet and soggy a little bit, so it kind of dies off a little bit. Let's try the third one. You hear them boys in the background? Hey, Brody, how loud do you want to be, buddy? Jumping around, running, having a good time. Hopefully that golf starts. I think once Tiger starts playing a little bit, they'll calm down slightly. Ooh, this is a beautiful nose on this one. Another fruit bomb, fruit forward on the nose. Oh, yeah, I like this one. Nice, rich red apple. I got that almost like a graham crackeriness to it. I love those deep graham cracker flavors and the pie crust type flavors. To me, that's kind of the barrel doing a little bit of the work. Once you get those richer flavors like that graham cracker, even the tobaccos or the the tobaccos, the deep chocolates, things like that really start coming through, I think, on the barrel proofs a lot in comparison to regular off the shelf stuff. So yeah, I do get, yeah, this one's pretty rich. Red apple, a lot of vanilla on this one too. A little bit of caramel. Whew, nice little spice. So this one's got a beautiful subtle baking spice on the palate. It hits you with a nice delicate proof on the mouth, and then the finish is very, very mild but nice. So I do not put this one ahead of my second one, but I do like this a little bit more than 1 and 3. So let's go to the next one. Try to get this bad boy done. This one's a little bit richer on the nose. I love the nose on barrel proofs. I tell you what, they're so full flavored. None of these, in my opinion, are going to be extremely complex. Some of the limited releases, they're so complex, you could just get note after note after note, and the more you drink them with a full Glencairn, the more you seem to pick up through time. So it's, yeah. This one I get a lot of herbs as well. A lot of herbs. A rich nose, fruity, herby. Pume, pume, pume. You hear him back there? Pume, pume, pume. Way too herbally on the palate. Way too herbally on the palate. So, not extremely enjoyable on that one. I don't know if it's the worst one I've tried. Let's see, the nose on this one's quite rough. I mean, based on nose alone, I'm gonna go down on this one. Oh, jeez, the nose on this one's not great either. Oh boy, I'm almost gonna tie these two here. Woo! Don't like herbal notes. Some people love them. Some people love the Four Roses herbally, florally. I just don't. I don't like it. I prefer the fruits, the sweeter profiles. There was a good amount of corn on that one as well. So, I mean, this one seems a little bit young, so it's got youth notes. So there's an herbally grassiness to it, a lot of corn, and it kind of like a soggy, wet moppy type finish to it. So, this one's interesting. So there's not much on the nose at all on this one. I get a tiny bit of oak. Tiny bit of oak and a little floral again. I'm getting a lot of floral on these bottles. So let's give this one a whirl. I'm not a fan of this one either. This one's a little bit more on the rougher side. Let's compare this one with this one. I don't really like either of these. Yeah, this one dips a little lower. 3 I still don't like. This one's got a nice nose. Fruit forward again on this nose. So it's definitely fruit forward. Now my palate's getting all freaking crazy. So a lot of barrel proofs here. Kind of old rickhousey nose to it. So a little bit of must to this one. I don't know if it's the age talking, but a little bit of must on this one. Must, cherry. Let's give it a try. Interesting. It's got like a powdered sugarness to it. Powdered sugarness to it. Oak shines through. I think it's a lot better than the bottom 3. Let's move these bad boys up. So I'd say that's probably close to 4th place. We'll kind of go through these a little bit and do some one-off comparisons. But let's go with the last one, then we'll try to compare these. Delicate nose. I get like a whipped cream off this one. Whipped cream. Slight spice to it. Cherry forward. A little bit of pear. Light citrus. It's enjoyable, but still young. A lot of corn, a lot of grain, a little bit of grassy. So I don't know if it's as bad as the bottom 3, but let's compare some of these top ones. Let's A and B it. So I want to go back to this number 2 because I really freaking love this one. Still, the nose is freaking beautiful. Yeah, fuck yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that one's fucking great. Another really nice one. Still like that one first. Let's go with this one more time before we maybe mix them around a little bit. Still, beautiful nose. These ones definitely fall to the bottom. The only one I really don't like is number 3. And maybe this one. This one's drinkable. Number 1's drinkable. I'd probably enjoy it, but it's not my favorite. That one's really nice. That one's really nice. So, without going crazy A-B nuts, let's 2-tier these things. So, we've got an upper tier of 4 of them and a lower tier. Let's start with the lower tier and kind of work our way to the top. So, the one I really didn't like, time for the reveal. It's the Maker's Mark. Maker's Mark cast strength. That was dead wrong on one. Maker's Mark cast strength I really didn't like. Wow. Kind of surprising. Maybe the weededness of it kind of changed it up in comparison to the rest. But I'm almost surprised the Maker's Mark fell in last on here. So, last place, Maker's Mark cast strength. 110 proof about. Might as well finish her off. These are cool little, if you ever go to the Bourbon Festival, they give away these challenge coins, and they're freaking perfect for Glencairn toppers. Kind of hold everything in until you're ready to do a tasting. Kind of cool. And then this one here is from the Stave and Thief Society. So I got my Bourbon Steward certification, and then I went back to get my executive Bourbon stewardship, and they gave me a challenge coin for completing that program. So it's kind of cool. If y'all ever want to do tastings, get-togethers, anything like that, the Canton Bourbon Boys would love to come to your event and host a little bourbon tasting. It'd be great. But let's get to the next one. This one, 6. Wow. It's Bardstown Bourbon Company Discovery Series, number 6. Once again, a surprise. I love Bardstown Bourbon Company. But 6 had still a good amount of the Dickel in it. I can't remember what my tasting notes on it were, but I didn't prefer it. It had a little herbally notes to it. I don't know if this one had the little minerality aspect to it. Let's try it again and see if I can pick up any minerality to it. But this is the Bardstown Bourbon Company Discovery Series number 6. 3 and 4 were absolutely out of this world fucking great. 6, 5 was wretched. 6 was a little comeback for that company, and I just got a 7. I haven't tried it yet, but let's give this one a whirl again. Not bad, just very thin. Very thin, not much to it. Like I said before, the only one I really didn't like was number 3 in this lineup. And I don't know if it's based on this maybe the only weeded I have in this lineup. But Bardstown Discovery, number 6. Let's go with the next one here. So let's go with 1. This is the 1792 Full Proof. So once again, it was good. I'd say the only one I didn't like was the Baker's, but 1792 full proof. Well, this is putting Stagg Jr. up in the mix of maybe one of the better ones. So I like 1792 products. There's no bad, like, nasty bottles in here. The Maker's Mark probably just was a one-off. Not my favorite. Definitely not my favorite of the lineup. I still agree with the rankings here for me personally. But yeah, that's 1792 full proof. So let's go with this one. This is the last of the bottom tiers. Let's see what we got. This is Wild Turkey Rare Breed. This one was kind of a toss-up with what I was going to put up and down with this one right here. Wild Turkey Rare Breed. This one finishes really high. I do get that funk, that warehouseness of it. A little, yeah, the Wild Turkey funk is there. Really good product. Really good product. But that's the last of this bottom tier. So, Stagg Jr. did come into the top. Where it landed, we will find out. We'll find out if I need to shut my mouth about Stagg Jr. Because I haven't really opened up a Stagg Jr. yet and sat there and said, oh, I love this. But my guess right now is that's going to be an Old Forester. Surprisingly, there's a Four Roses barrel proof in here. I haven't picked it yet. It's usually products when I try that are overly floral and I don't like it. But compared to some of these other barrel proofs, I may have to visit that one again. This is what is great about doing blind tastings. You really, I really haven't put a huge barrel proof off the table selection like this together before, just to try it. But let's see what my top tier bottom was. That's the Four Roses. So this is a Four Roses barrel strength. It was in my top tier, so I liked it better than some of the other ones. And this was the other one I was talking about that you may have to pay a secondary value for. I think they are a great value at retail. These bottles here retail for around 70 bucks. For what you get, it's a great bottle at retail, uncut, unfiltered, barrel proof, and one of the 10 recipes. So it's really cool to try different recipes. I always pick up floral with the Four Roses, but I'm happy to say that at least it didn't fall into the bottom tier. I wanted so bad to be like, told you so, it's bad, but none of these are bad. The Makers I didn't enjoy as much as the others, but none of these are bad. Let's give this another whirl. Dude, I do get a lot of the floral notes on there, but compared to I got a lot of youth off some of these, and this one didn't give off youth. I don't know how old this one is. Let me see. This is almost an 11-year, so pretty decent. I would definitely drink that again and enjoy it. In comparison with limited releases, it's not going to compare, but pretty decent. Let's see, number three. Number three. I don't know what we even got freaking left up here. This is the Stagg. So number 3 on my list was the Stagg Jr. The Four Roses and the Stagg Jr. were kind of one-offs here. Kind of compare between the two. These are your two secondary market bottles, falling 3 and 4 into my upper tier of the barrel proofs. So this is Stagg Jr. Nice nose on it. Hits you strong. Hits you strong. What's surprising is none of these gave me those extreme complex flavor profiles. So none of these were like, let's say the Russell's 13 uncut unfiltered barrel strength. None of these really compared to like the Russell's or some of the other limited release barrel strengths that were uncut unfiltered. But the Stagg Jr. definitely fell into my upper tier of this one. There is no way I would say that this one was not better than the previous 5. So, cheers to that one. Let's go with number 2. I don't even know what I have left here. What do I have left? Elijah Craig Barrel Proof. The hype is real. I love these top 2. So the top 1, I'm telling you right now, I picked it right off the bat. Brown-Forman profile you could pick up quite easily. But Elijah Craig Barrel Proof is right there with it. So a Heaven Hill product and an Old Forester product. 2 of my favorites. So it may be my palate, but heck yeah. So this is Elijah Craig Barrel Proof, batch C919. Really nice product. Really nice product. But still, no comparison. This one here was by far the best product of the bunch. Had the greatest flavor profile, had the greatest mouthfeel, had the best nose, and the flavors were the most complex. So this is easily my favorite one. There was no doubt. And I'll pull that bottle out here in a second. I'm going to enjoy another sip of this one. This is the Old Forester 1920. Oh yeah. Yeah, by far better than anything on this list. By far. Old Forester does a fantastic job with their Whiskey Row lineup. I tell you what, it wins blind after blind for me. I mean, the 1910 is fantastic. Even the 1897 and the single barrel selections and the Statesman, all of those are decent products. The only one that kills me is the Birthday Bourbon. It's got this weird gasoline-y type mineral funk aspect to it that I just hate. And I can't get over it because I freaking love Old Forester. But this is the Old Forester 1920. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely crushes it. Absolutely crushes it. Old Forester 1920. It's hard to beat. So, with the conclusion there, hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Went through some barrel proofs. Some extreme surprises. My biggest surprise is probably the Wild Turkey Rare Breed falling so low. My other biggest surprise is probably the Stagg Jr. falling so high. So in a conclusion here is Stagg Jr. worst secondary market price? Absolutely not. Is it good? I enjoyed it today. I enjoyed it. I thought it was good. If I were to split these up into 3 tiers, Old Forester 1920 blew everything else away. There was no comparison. The next 3, maybe the next 4. What was my 4th one? That was the Wild Turkey Rare Breed, and that was a toss-up between 3 and 4. The next 4 were probably a tier 2. And then the bottom 3 kind of, it was an easy fall off at that point. So Stagg Jr. didn't fall to the top. It's not the best. It's the highest on the secondary market. But if you want a comparison to a Stagg Jr., you want a barrel proof, you want to get it off the shelf, and you want to get it every day, go with the Old Forester 1920. But I appreciate you guys all tuning in. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I think in the next video, we're going to do Buffalo Trace and some of the bottom shelf type stuff. And I tell you what, I like Buffalo Trace. Out of all the Buffalo Trace products, the Taylor, the Blantons, the Stagg Juniors, the Weller products, I seem to like Buffalo Trace the best when compared to its counterparts. But we will find out on the next video. Thank you guys for tuning in. Grab yourself a bottle of Old Forester 1920, and we'll see you next time.